I will say that they are keeping up a better tone for the show.
Yeah, episode 1 was kind of a rough start, but 2 and 3 so far they feel more fully realized.
Yeah, yeah, they're act. It. This is the most felt like we needed to fill a episode number thing ever. Because the further we go along, the further it seems like that first episode was really, really pointless.
Unfortunately,
And when you have, what is it going to be, 6 episodes?
I think it's 9.
When it's 9, why did we need a filler? At the start! That's what's blowing my brain. If you had like a minor whatever, haha, whatsy in the middle, I'd excuse that more. But it's really weird that it's tight knit and connected after the first one was just off in the corner doing drugs for some reason.
Maybe it's because they wanted to try to tie this into WandaVision by doing something similar, but yeah, the more I think about it, the more, and I've been seeing this opinion a lot, not just from us, but from other people that yeah, the first episode's not great, but episode 2 is fantastic.
Yeah, episode 2 is fantastic. And they're again not forcing stupid lines on people. Like, again, that was my biggest contention with the first one, and it's not in any of the other ones. And I get that she was playing a part in a show, but she still had the dumb lines after she was out of the show. Because someone was like, the lines, because I was talking with someone about this work, you're like, yeah, but I'm like, no, the lines I just said to you was after she's out of the spell. And they're like, oh, yeah, she did say that then. I'm like, it's not me just saying things. It actually happened. There's proof in the pudding here. It's on the screen. I don't say things just to say things. I do like how, okay, so this is episode 3. There was 5 witches correct, and then the teen.
Um, 4.
I got those
Unless
5.
you're counting Sharon, but she's not really a witch.
I know, but like either way, there was 5 of them and him. So now we're on episode 3, and Sharon's gone. So that leaves 5 people left, and we were on episode 3. So that means we could be down to just Agatha, and maybe just Agatha by the end of the episodes, or just Wiccan if you lose a person an episode, which I'm kind of thinking is going to happen.
Hmm. In interesting theory, how the show is just kind of picking off characters one by one.
Well, it kind of makes sense. You're making it to the end of the road, and it's going to show what they actually want to do to get there. I'm kind of wondering if they're going to try and redemption arc Agatha, which I'm going to be really honest with you, might be the most unneeded thing in the worlds of unneededness.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope she stays. Is she even really a villain? Because in the comics, she's more of a good, like a protagonist.
Well, even if she is in the show as a villain who's a ruthless dickbag villain, I'm not seeing a reason to redemption arc her to use her later in the MCU for a minor role and then kill her off, because she's not going to get her own film trilogy.
Oh, absolutely not.
So I'm kind of like, or she's going to sacrifice herself so that Wiccan can make it somewhere, which maybe they reveal later on that that is for sure Wiccan and it's Wanda's kid. And she, like, for some odd reason, gives powers away somehow instead of stealing them like she normally does. Whatever. People like to forget. Someone made this point on Twitter the other day, and I thought it was freaking hilarious. I need to see if I can find this exact tweet. I don't retweet stuff very often, so this should be hard to find. If I can find this, it was a point of contention about people get kinda iffy in certain spots about... Alright, I found it. So, some of y'all act like she controlled the town voluntarily and she was clueless. She was causing them grief, but y'all try to ignore that fact. And then this is talking about how Wanda controlled, an entire town. And then above it, so it was like, MCU Wanda fans aren't real comic book heads because everyone knows when your favorite character does something reprehensible, you're supposed to basically act like it never happened and say it was so out of character it might as well not be canon.
Oh, that's good.
I'm like, you hit the nail on the head, good sir. But so, like, Wanda did brainwash an entire town for a week. Whether it be intentional or not, that was a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then kept studying the Darkhold voluntarily. People like to forget the end of WandaVision. She's voluntarily in a woods studying the Darkhold, knowing it is the source of all evil. So then everyone goes when Doctor Strange rolls around, oh, this heel turns out of nowhere. She put that book away. She's not evil. She threw that in the woods and then stayed peaceful. Forgetting the end of WandaVision. Like, everyone that's like, that heel turn was out of nowhere, I'm like, none of you actually watched WandaVision. Y'all like the bitch that the writers openly admitted that some of them didn't watch it, but some of you fuckers didn't either, because you're not acting like she was literally in a hut studying the most evil book known to creation.
Oh, I remember that.
That is known for manipulating and making people evil. She may have been out of character, but she had something changing her that was against her will. But she chose to do it voluntarily. But anyway, who was more evil than her? Agatha, who was letting it happen and laughing her ass off in the background. She's evil, people. And I don't know, like we've said in the past, not every villain in Marvel needs to get killed in their own movie. Do you know what needs to happen less?
Redemption.
Yes! I love a good redemption arc when it's needed. Loki, good key case in point. It does not need to happen every time. This is not a 700 episode anime where you need to start bringing back characters just for the shit of it to have cool moments. This is also not Gurren Lagann. Keep in mind, I know I may sound like a hypocrite. Basically every character in that show, outside of 3 of them that died, no, 4 of them that died before they knew they were on the side of good, got redemptions. There's virtually no villains in that entire show. But
not every show can be Gurren.
No, not every show would be good, and every show shouldn't. Not every show should try to make every villain in its existence a hero at some point. Some people need to be evil. And I kind of appreciate the fact if we would get a show about a person who's literally just evil to try and get their powers back, to just get it. Like, that's what the Suicide Squad is supposed to be. But every time they put it, other than James Gunn's, who James Gunn's did a better version of it, sometimes people are just evil because they're evil.
Yep.
Like, we're going to get an entire show where we don't know who gets redeemed in the Thunderbolts, or movie, I should say. Sorry, Thunderbolts, asterisks. But unless you pull something off, which I'm going to be honest with you, they don't try to have Oscar caliber acting in these shows all that often. Or I should say Oscar caliber writing. I don't see them pulling something that's going to make me go, yeah, Agatha, you go join the good guys. But we'll see.
I mean, did anyone expect Loki to have a redemption arc as great as that one? No.
No. I saw it happening eventually because you could see there was actually some good in him. Because when he turned evil, he did it for a good reason.
That's true.
Because I don't remember who started saying this, but I believe it wholeheartedly. Every great villain is someone who genuinely believes they're doing the right thing.
Yep.
if a villain can at some point logically argue with you that part of what they're doing is for a good cause and you have to question it, that's how you get Thanos.
Yep.
Not the comics version, who was horny for death, which people try to argue is a better reason. Shut up! It's so stupid. He is cockfighting with Deadpool to get in Death's pants. Shut up with that noise. It's not a better reason, just because it's in a comic book. Anyway, so I loved how we actually got, again, a good plot in the episode of where we're seeing them go basically through trials to try and get to the end of the road. And this one was their greatest fears. And we're pretty much seeing that there's no rules. It's just you're in a thing and you're going to be putting up with stuff.
Basically.
And the strongest will survive, which meant Miss Foreman wasn't making it. So, and we got to, what I was shocked by and what I didn't think was going to happen. Well, I should say, before we start going, we should acknowledge the thing that Marvel did purposely to get people jonesing and writing articles to get clicks. They mentioned He Who Shall Not Be Named, finally. And literally a speech to the teen about how crazy theories are crazy. The most on-the-nose, hey, is everybody listening out there, moment they've had in a show yet that wasn't in She-Hulk.
This is the perfect place to put like that name in that dialogue. And now watch, because I haven't seen any of the reactions yet. Once we're done with this recording, I'm gonna see just everyone talking about,
oh, it's gonna be Mephisto's the main villain of this show just because they mentioned his name once.
I mean, good for Marvel for actually mentioning his name.
Yeah, they had to do it, and I don't mean to be a dick. But in the show that has been the most we didn't need this so far of everyone's opinion is the one that they mentioned Mephisto in. It's pretty ballsy.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be really honest with you. I, at this point, never want them to show Mephisto ever. Mention him 600 more times. Literally never show him. Because A, it'd be funny. B, I understand we have evil space alien Thanos. I don't need the Marvel personification of the devil to be in the Marvel universe, because that starts bringing up a lot more questions than you'll ever get answers for.
Yeah.
And that shows that he's around literally all the time.
What does that saying go? The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was
making you think he didn't exist.
Yep.
Yeah. You don't need the literal devil being in the Marvel universe at all times just so I can get everyone going, well, how are the good guys winning? Mephisto's around. He's just there. Why isn't he doing something? I don't need that in every movie. He will become the new Eternal in the ocean. He will become the new that, but it will never go away.
Unfortunately.
But yeah, the subtle showing of the fears was very nice. Making this, like I said, supernatural and spooky was a very good touch. This is gonna land. When is the? When did it land the dates with the? This will land around the end of Halloween or a little bit after, so that is nice. But yeah,
yeah. The last two episodes are the day before Halloween.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, because Halloween's on the. Yeah, but yeah, it's a very good touch. They're getting the actual spookiness. I'd like it to actually get genuinely more scary, like the actual point where. One of the genuinely scariest one, in my opinion, other than obviously everyone's showing the multiple deaths, the drownings they attempted, the lighting yourself on fire, like that was scary. But like actually seeing Agatha be a little terrified and remorsing on the fact that she sold her kid for the Darkhold.
Yeah, that one got me. That and what's Patty LuPone's character's name?
Oh dear God. Oh, I'm blanking so hard because they have normal names. Oh no!
Lilia.
Lilia, okay.
Yeah,
Lilia.
hers, like her hallucinations were the ones that like were pretty terrifying.
They were pretty terrifying. I like also that like the cat's out of the bag, that this kid can't say his name. But I do have a question. Now, the kid cannot talk in any way that will reveal details around himself. Now, would we get a liar liar if he tried writing it down?
Huh. That's a good question.
Because I kind of want them to have. Because if all of these unbelievably smart, conniving, evil people never try to have him at least write it, or have one of them mention, hey, he's got the redaction spell, but that's with his mouth. He should try and write it. And then one of them goes, no, the redaction spell works on everything. I'm going to be honest with you. I will be a little irritated if they never actually try and have him write it down.
At least just once.
Yeah. Because if they do a faux liar liar with the pen is blue while he's trying to write his name, I'll give them full credit for thinking of everything. Because if they never try that, that's a pretty big obvious boo-boo that someone writing this show should have thought of. And it can't be just me who's thinking that.
No, I'm sure there's a bunch of theories out there being like, well, what? Well, can it work in writing, or we'll have to wait and see.
Or they could play charades. Like, would it work in the way that if they narrowed it down and had two names and they're like right or left, would he not be allowed to say right or left? Or like point? Would his arms disappear? What's the limitations on this redaction spell? I need to know.
Same. This one's gonna bug me.
Because
To not
the
have
more
the
I'm thinking about it, it's kind of starting to irritate me. You have a smart group of conniving witches. How is one of them not going to try and go, he can only not say it? But
we're not quite there to needing to know his identity yet.
no, I kind of just want that to not be a thing we forget about till the end of the show. Because if they just go, yup, we can't do that, so let's have him not be important until the last part of episode 9 when he reveals, yeah, Wanda's my mom. That's all, folks. Like, I don't want that to happen. I really don't.
I think the best thing to do is to kind of like how he was used in this episode. Have him be like the control group of all these different trials, and then slowly he starts to gain more importance throughout the season.
Okay, it could be. We just have to see how they handle it. They need to keep up this tone. I'd like it to get a little freakier because again, I hate that on streaming services that don't have age restriction ratings that we need to adhere to them somehow.
Yeah, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
No, I kind of don't get that with certain things. Like, I'm not saying everything needs to be rated R, but if you're going to have a show about witches being tested with freaky shit and you have the ring rates following them, you need to have some more extreme stuff than a couple of hallucinations. Bless you. But we'll see as they go along. We have 6 more episodes after this, so we shall see. They have time. But, yeah. Do you got any other thoughts?
I think so far I'm just really liking the tone of this. I I am interested to see where things go, what other trials they have to face, and hopefully we get to see more of Aubrey Plaza's character.
Hopefully, she shows up in other things. It would be kind of cool if they did actually mention other mythical Marvel beings, or just like people that they've come across with magical things like that. Like somehow one of them never mentions a single Sorcerer Supreme like at all.
Yeah, I want to see more supernatural references.
Or like one of them mentions Swamp Thing.
Or you mean Man Thing?
Or Man Thing, sorry. God, I get them mixed up. Yeah, Man Thing. Or not Blood. What's her name? The
Um,
main the main character from the Man Thing special.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
something Blood. I'm blanking.
Hold on. Werewolf by Night.
Yeah. Or Werewolf by Night, honestly.
Bloodstone.
Bloodstone. That's
Elsa
what it was.
Bloodstone.
Elsa Bloodstone. Like some of the actual supernatural entities that they've brought up before would be really nice to mention those. Or like one of them mentions the spirit of vengeance, like anything random that would just be like a thing that's in this weird witches trial, whatever. Like stuff they've encountered in the past would be cool.
This would be the perfect place to just casually drop all those supernatural elements.
It would. It really, really would. Or just this would be even the time to like mention and riff on other Disney movies that are of this ilk.
Oh, yep.
Like I will be shocked if we don't get a Wizard of Oz reference as they're walking down this road to the end.
There's got to be.
Yeah, there'll be something about it. I really got much else to say. I'm enjoying it. I'm not jumping out of my seat about it quite yet, but it is getting better.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm enjoying it. It's perfect for the fall season.
That is for sure. Mike, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on various social media sites at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/Coach K42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and that place at Ren Pop Culture. You can also find us here on YouTube, on Podchaser. Consider supporting our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. Need an escape? So do we.
Absolutely. And you can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mainly on Twitch and YouTube. And until next time, we'll see you all later. Bye.